Right, now I read this article but I couldn't find it to show it to you guys. I don't know why. And it's basically mentioned about Daniel Andrews or Victoria government on regards to plaster on high-rise building. Now for those who doesn't rings the bells to you, it basically refers to the cladding sheets, cement cladding sheets for the apartments, right? The cladding sheets for the apartments. You know, the cladding sheets for the apartments, it's to look at it like ever since with the UK burning, I think it's a housing commission apartment, it just spiraled to many of the Western countries. Those who are using, you know, fire sheets, cement cladding sheets. It was more of like cosmetic. It's not really, you know, they already got concrete slabs and bricks, but they have added these sheets, you know, molded up to look a lot more fancy, alright, because it appeals to people modernized. But who would have thought it's more of a fire hazard board for that particular item. Now, I mentioned about it to my supervisor. My supervisor is claiming that last 2 years his entire apartment complex building has removed this sort of type of cladding, and which bumped up his body corp. Now, what I've been thinking about is, okay, they bumped up his body corp, and God knows how long is this going to be paid off, right? But obviously, if the apartment is full of, you know, it's not vacancy and people are paying off monthly by monthly, obviously everyone's just doing their fair share and fair go and is paying it off. And it's not cheap, I'm just letting you know. There's probably more than 5 million worth of work that's been done, depending on the size as well, alright? Now, this removing, and I've asked him, I'm like, so what if you sold your house and I bought your house? That means I have to take on that load of that burden? It's like, yeah, any new, you know, owner who bought that particular apartment that's been reformed, restructured, you have to pay until it's been paid off. God knows how long it's been paid off, right? Then this is going back to my video that I've made in the past on, what's the video called? It was made because of the land tax in Victoria, right? The land tax that they're going to introduce, right? There's going to be 0.1%. I hope it's not 10%. I hope it's just 1%. And when I go through it, I'm like, man, this is ridiculous, because I couldn't imagine those areas such as Docklands, where many of those are vacant.
Joined by my super PAC, the Talk to Me contributor Esther Crackers, the socialist.
Okay, that's my alarm bell. But I just couldn't imagine those apartments. It's like an instant bankrupt, basically, for the body corp. Because could you imagine there's what I'm gonna say, those apartment, there's newly built in Docklands that's been built within 5 or 7 years ago. They're all cladding. The tenants, the people have to pay it off even more. But you may as well buy an apartment that's been built more than 20 or 30 years ago. Obviously, you can buy that in a form of Docklands or whatever, right? No, sorry, not Docklands, South Bank or whatever. It's worth more. But just to know that is a massive work. And that's the reason why there's no point for me to look at apartment. Unless you look at apartments that is like an old school style or like a unit. That's what I'm trying to say in this video. I hope you guys enjoy.